Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and well, this is going to be my first sort of vlogging series, I would say, where I talk about particular games, and I will have to say to you at this point, this video will contain spoilers, principally about Batman Arkham Knight, because I will be dealing with that in lots of detail and my experience with it. So if you've already played Arkham Knight, stick around. If you haven't, there are many other videos on my channel that you can go and enjoy. But thank you for coming to check out this video. But onto my the main theme of this video, which is Arkham Knight. Now, oh my god, this game, this game. First of all, I from a story point of view, it was a bit hit and miss. Why do I say that? Well, I say that it's because why do I say that? Well, it's because essentially I kind of don't buy the whole Joker and Joker tormented sort of side of Bruce's psyche. Yes, he did kill the Joker, not intentionally. Not intentionally. I must stress. As you know, there was from what I can remember from Arkham City, there was a bit of a tussle for the antidote, and it smashed on the ground, and Bruce had already taken his, and blah blah blah. So he didn't actually intentionally kill him, but yet he deals with it in my opinion, in quite a bad way. Well, you generally would. I'm not going to deny that. What I don't agree with in this particular game is, okay, he's dealing with Joker's death. I understand that. I really do. And Scarecrow is basically on the rampage, spewing out his fear toxin, and Bruce has got to deal with that. And there's a new character on the scene, the Arkham Knight, and these two are apparently working together. Okay, okay. So first of all, as I said, Bruce is dealing with Joker's death, and he sees the Joker fairly earlier on in the game. It's kind of the first encounter with Scarecrow and Batman or Bruce, and I should say just after. And I've got to say, I was pretty shocked. It was pretty clever. And I was like, okay, so he's obviously dealing with his, regret in a bad way. But what I don't agree with necessarily is this whole idea of him potentially being poisoned by this Joker gene, as it were, and him having to not only deal with his regret of effectively killing the Joker, but also having to deal with this poison that the Joker has apparently left in him, and it is only, may I remind people, it's his only acting now. The toxin is only acting now. It is not it's not acting after the events of Arkham City, where apparently these other characters, if you're not aware, there are other characters that have been afflicted by the same issue, and are already being, taken over by the Joker. That's fine. That's fine. There are people that have been infected by this Joker toxin, and it's all fine and dandy. But, but, and they kind of deal with the issue. They do kind of deal with the issue. They say, essentially, that these people are afflicted with the same toxin you are, and that they've all been taken over by it. They've all been controlled by it, and they're all now Jokers, apart from one other person. Okay, which you kind of can swallow because you're like, you're like, okay. So there are, two people that are apparently immune, or immune-ish, I should say. Because don't forget, you're still dealing with that whole conflict within you, and you're still having to deal with the apparent toxin in your body. And so you're like, okay, they're both dealing with it, blah blah blah. There's one that's apparently okay. Then, as you get further on through the game, there are situations where you think he's the Joker's gonna win. He's lost to the toxin, and now that's all good. That gives you the suspense that it's required in these kind of situations, because you want the story to always keep you guessing. However, this is where I come unstuck. So, towards the end of the game, you go back to your base of operations, where the back computer has kept the old movie studios, and you find, and at this point, Robin's been captured, not the new Robin, I should say. I forget his name, and you're going back to deal with it. And then you discover that the old man that was apparently immune has always been playing you, to lull you into a false sense of security, and all the rest of it. And he takes the mantle of Joker. Okay. So you think, oh, that's quite a good move. It's quite clever. You could see it coming. And I don't think anyone couldn't, unless apparently, well, maybe you couldn't. I don't know. That's something you could let me know. Could you see it coming? And if so, when did you finally realize that the old man might in fact be affected by the toxin? So he goes, he shoots all the other Jokers, and he goes, right, I'm now the Joker. He looks into your eyes. I kid you not. He looks into your eyes, and then discovers that the Joker has apparently taken over Bruce, or is inside Bruce, and shoots himself, because he says that you were the person to continue his legacy. Okay, how on God's green earth Can you determine that from from what you were doing in the previous couple of minutes to now what you've done, which is effectively kill yourself because you can somehow see into his eyes and determine that he is being controlled by the by the Joker, and shoot yourself. But you know that there are elements of Bruce that are still within him, and therefore the battle is not concluded. But you'd still do it. Okay. That was a facepalm moment. It was a shocking moment, but it was a facepalm moment for myself. And also, in the sort of eventual reveal of of the Dark Knight's identity was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion, because you don't see this character throughout the entire games, and you're expected to relate to this character. No, I haven't read the comics that deeply. I only watched the animated shows when I was a child, and you know, I do know of this particular Robin. Again, I can't remember his particular names, but I'm sure there will be people in the comments letting me know of this guy's name. So throughout the game, you're hinted at the fact that it might be someone close to you, and that it might be a former Robin that Bruce took under his wing and all the rest of it. But this is my main gripe with this particular story arc. Okay, so you're told that Bruce thinks he's dead. He's been dead for I think it's a substantial period of time, because there's been at least 2 other Robins between that event and the present day. Okay, so you're like, okay, that's fine. There's been two other Robins between then and now, and you're like, something must have happened. You're told that Joker killed him. You're not told how he was killed, or in what manner he was killed, but that's beside the point. But from what I can remember, you're not told anyway. But you're told, and this is ridiculous, that the whole thing was a hoax. The Joker had him under wraps in an abandoned wing of Arkham Asylum, and he's been sort of manipulating him. He's been brainwashing him for a number of years, or what I think is a number of years. And my first point would be, hang on a minute, but this surely happened before the Arkham games, correct? And if so, how on God's green earth? Because don't forget, the Arkham Asylum was open in the first game of the series. And by the way, I should mention at this point that I didn't play Arkham Origins because at that point I kind of moved on to my PS4 and therefore subsequently missed the game. So this might explain the apparent gaps, but you have to let me know in the comments once again. But again, because I played all the Rocksteady games, right the way through to this concurrent version, and there was no mention of this Robin whatsoever, apart from in this particular game, from what I can remember. And I was thinking to myself, well, if that was the case, then surely that should have happened in the first game. Because the first game was all about Arkham Asylum, and all the rest of it, and then that was eventually closed due to the entire event of that game. This is what Arkham City was constructed to house all the people that are in all the criminals, in Blackgate and some in Arkham itself, in one area, which is fucking stupid, I might add. It is really stupid that happened. But nonetheless, it happened, and we had to do with is it Doctor Strange? Something strange. My memory is completely rubbish. The bald-headed dude. And you're like, okay, that's fair. Like, he's got a grudge. But in no way was Robin ever mentioned. Well, certainly that Robin anyway. And then he suddenly appears in this game, and you're told that he's like, oh, he's been under wraps for years. He's been brainwashed by Joker for years. Okay, so let's assume that he has been doing this. How on earth did he manage to accumulate an entire army to take over Gotham, and for one vendetta, and the vendetta is the fact that he left him to die. That is dumb. I'm a fan of Batman and all the rest of it, but the way the story was presented was utter. It could have been written so much better. It could have been. Sorry about that. And I just kind of feel that for an apparent franchise, closer, as it were, it's meant to be the last swan song of the Arkham games, and you're meant to go out on a high. And please don't even start me about the Nightfall Protocol. God damn it, man, that just frustrated me. But there's been plenty of interpretations, and I just went red in the face when I saw that. I've got to be completely honest with you, because that made no fucking sense whatsoever, and I don't care how much interpretation you've got to do. How on earth, and there is a major spoiler about to come up. Don't worry, I'm gonna label all the spoilers before they do come up. How on earth can the manor blow up, and then there be a figure, albeit a misty one, shaped like the bat, and there will be many theories banded about the internet, as there was inevitably going to be, about him using Scarecrow's fear gas, and it's more a myth than it is anything else. That's bullshit. Okay, they they show two thugs about to rob these two fairly affluent people, which was fairly reminiscent of the whole Bruce and how his parents died. But the figure was still there, so that needs explaining, and I'm sure that will be explained in the next DLC. I'm sure there's a really freaking convoluted way of explaining it, but I'm just letting you guys know that just frustrated the hell out of me because that made no sense whatsoever. But this has been a fairly long video. Most of it probably doesn't make sense, and I appreciate that, guys. It's mainly been a bit of a ramble, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could clear some of this like shit up, because I would really appreciate it. But yeah. As I said, I forgoed Origins because I didn't like the fact that it was farmed out to another developer, and also I just didn't really see much of a point, to be honest, because I kind of saw the reaction and it was fairly mediocre. I think I might go back and play it anyway. That's not to suggest that my opinion of a game or my buying habit is affected by people's opinion. It was purely because the game was under development under a different name, and I didn't think it was going to be that great. But yeah, if you could clear that up for me, that would be brilliant. And until next time, this has been a very, very ridiculous video. I've been Strategical Gamer. Bye bye for now.